Hey, I'm Nick Williams, and in this video, I'm going to go over 5 reasons that people purchase or change their Medicare Advantage plan. Number 5 is going to be the way they should make a decision, but I'm going to start with number 1. And I know that this training is boring, but you have to do it. And you should be training every single day. You should be studying your craft every single day. But number 1 is HMO. I'm going to call this HMO versus any other plan. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, we know that people would prefer to have a plan they could see any doctor at any time. However, they have come to accept HMO as being acceptable. Now, this is where you can make a difference, and you can actually sell a plan instead of being an order taker. I remember back when I started in this business, HMOs were new. This was around 89, 90. HMOs were a new thing. As a matter of fact, the only one I know that existed, and somebody can make a comment and correct me if I'm wrong, was Kaiser Permanente. The HMO was not successful. And the reason it wasn't successful is nobody wanted what one thing. I'll give you a moment to think about it. What was the problem with the HMO? There was one item that was an issue. The gatekeeper. And that was a bad word, a gatekeeper. They don't use that word so much anymore. Nobody accepted that. So what happened? We went with the PPO. The PPO. And the PPO was acceptable. And that's what we have now. Prior to that, it was major medical. Tell that story. Tell that story to your Medicare beneficiaries when you're sitting down with them. Say, look, we tried all this before. And you know what they'll say? A lot of times it's, well, my doctors are in the network. Well, no, it's not all the doctors you may need in the future are in the network. This is unacceptable if for some reason you had to go to a specialist and your doctor did not give you that authorization. Then what? Then it will be too late. Then you may have to wait till next year to change your plan. The problem is people have become complacent. And again, tell this story. People have become complacent. And when I say complacent, they're like sheep. They're just following. Most of what's available to them is HMOs. And you'll find that more people have HMOs than any other plan because zero premium. But choice should be a primary concern for your clients. That's a selling point that you can make a difference and make a change. So number 2, while I'm on that topic, let's talk about networks. Okay, my marker is dying there, so I'm going to go to another color here, and hopefully this one works. Okay. Let's say that there's a plan. Let's say you have 3 hospitals in the area, and plan A has 2 of the 3. And again, the client's doctors are in that network or in the network of the 2 hospitals. It may be that the 3rd hospital has the best cancer unit or the best heart surgery unit. It may be that there's just better facilities there for certain conditions or certain procedures that would have to be done. It might be a respiratory unit, whatever it is. That may be reason that the client, okay, and if in fact there's another plan that has all 3 hospitals, why would you not want to be in that plan? Why would you not want to be in the plan that has all the hospitals? Makes sense, doesn't it? Okay. Number 3. This one's no better. I might have to go back to my bad one if the green doesn't work. Number 3 is, there we go. First dollar coverage. First dollar coverage. Many people will make a decision based only on first dollar coverage. This is foolish, but they'll do it. And sometimes you can't fight them. The one plan charges $15 for a doctor visit. The next plan charges $5 for a doctor visit. The $5 plan is the better plan, but they don't care. Let's say the specialist with the other plan is $45. Okay, $15 and $50 for the doctor and the specialist. Remember, so one plan is $15 for the primary, $50 for the specialist, and the other plan is $5 for the primary and say $45 for the specialist. $5 or $10 less in each category. Your client may make that decision. They may only go to one or two specialists or one or two doctors or one or two doctor visits in the whole year, but their entire decision will be made on that first dollar cost. Because they're like, why would I pay 15 when I can get by with 5? But then you look in the details of the plan and one is significantly better. And there are differences in these plans. Don't think there are not differences in the meat of the plan. So that's an issue. First dollar coverage is a foolish decision for most people to make. All right, number 4 is what friends or family. I'll say I can't spell. I can't fit it in there anyhow. What friends and family may have. Okay. So you're talking to somebody, you're talking to your Medicare beneficiary. Their neighbor has let's say it's the Humana plan, and their neighbor just thinks the world of it, and you know that the Aetna plan is better. I don't know what it would be. It could be vice versa there. But they don't care. They don't care. They want what their neighbor has. They want what their sister has. They want what the plan, this is another one. I'm not even going to put this on the list. They want, let's say Aetna, because when they worked at the plant that they retired from last year, they had Aetna coverage. It's not logical, but they want it because they want it. Make a decision based on the facts. But you can't argue. If their sister has it and that's what they care about, that's what they're going to get. So you can fight and then leave, and somebody else can come in and sell them what they want. All right. Number 5. This is the way it should be done. Line item. This should be a line item decision-making process. You should, first of all, you have to do a compliant presentation. You need to go over the summary of benefits. I'll always dig into the book, the actual benefits. So, and you want to go, if you can, if they'll allow you to take that time and go over each and every item, well, that's fantastic. That's what they should be doing. That is in fact what would make the most sense, isn't it? Most people will not do that. They'll work on emotion. They'll work first dollar. They'll work friends and family. More emotion often than the facts and the underlying benefits. So if you go line item and you take the time to go line item, you may discover that there's something in there. Like, for example, there's one plan, I'm not going to name, I don't want to bash any plans, but there's one plan that a helicopter ride is a 20% cost of so emergency airlift is 20% copay. There's another plan that emergency airlift is $250. It's the same as the ambulance. So you're going down this line item and you go over that, and they have a family member that was airlifted last year and had to pay $3,000 copay on that airlift, co-insurance, I should say. Well, now you're saying, well, you don't want that plan, do you? Because it has that 20% co-insurance on the airlift. So there are big differences between plans. So that's it. Focus on this HMO thing. A lot of people have those HMOs, and there's a lot of good reason for them. There's a lot of good reason for them to not have an HMO. You won't know this until it's too late. And tell them that. Tell them people never accepted. They remember, because when HMOs came out, that was a big deal. Nobody wanted an HMO. Well, why do they want them now? Ask them that question. Hey, nobody wanted these HMOs before. It was 30 years ago. These things were, we tried this. It did not work. Everybody, here's the story. Everybody had a major medical. Everybody in America that worked had a major medical. Then they came on with this HMO. It didn't work. Nobody wanted it because nobody wanted a gatekeeper. So they came out with the PPO, and that was acceptable. So why is it now, this is your question for your client, why is it now that the HMO is okay when it wasn't acceptable then? You've been conditioned, haven't you? Yes, that's a way to sell. That's a way to not be an order taker. Listen, we're going to end it right there. I know training is boring sometimes, but you want to do this. You want to get as much training in as possible. And like this video, share this video, share the training with other insurance agents. And we'll talk to you later.